Hello and welcome back to the Weirdly Obsessed podcast with Mandy, Martino, and Lisa Wallen.
And today's episode is about words. We talk about people's obsessions with words, our favorite words, and how words affect us and how we talk to people. And just a lot of words. Just a lot of words.
Make sure to like and subscribe, share with a friend, check out our Patreon, and enjoy the episode.
I was using this dry shampoo in my parents'
I saw
bathroom.
the dry shampoo.
That's what I meant. As I was using that every day I was there.
Oh my God.
And it smelled like lavender. It was a little more powdery. And then I put it in my hair. I was like, my mom's like, Lisa, that's for Buddy, our cat. And then and instead of even like being like, oh my God, I'm using dog shampoo, I was like, why are you using dog shampoo on your cat? Like I didn't even... I've had so many moments like that recently. Like yesterday, I got mistaken as a dude. I don't know if you saw that. Well, kind of. So I was standing at a drive-through window, and I had my Mariners hat on, my hair back, no makeup, and I was wearing a plaid shirt, and I had my head down, and I was looking at a menu, and this guy walks out, and he was like, "Can I help you, sir?" I was like, I looked up and I was like, oh, can I didn't even correct him. I was just like, oh, can I get the 3 taco combo? He goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear your voice, ma'am.
But like, do you need to hear my voice?
Right? I guess my face. It was my voice. Not me looking up and saying, oh, that's a very feminine face. No, like, that's a very feminine dude. Wait, that's a woman. So,
sorry, I didn't hear your voice.
Dog shampoo, nice nails, male face. Great. It's been a really good conflicting week for my beauty right now.
Oh my God.
I love it. How's that? Oh, wait, we need a...
Oh, yep. Shit. It got everywhere. Now it looks like there's jizz on my pants. It didn't go as planned.
It's not as bad as our last episode where we...
Oh, yeah. That shit got out of control, which, like...
That was so funny. Okay, cheers.
We're out of Waterloo.
I was the only one with the Waterloo?
Yeah, but I want you to have it. I thought we had more. We need our sponsors. Look at us.
We can't afford any more Waterloo. Send us more water. Okay. You said that sounds really good right now and only had one. Pretty sure I have a hot one in my car, but I guess I'll be the sad one that goes.
Cheers.
The clown nails.
Water.
They still look so good.
I don't want them to look good.
Let me see, though. They still look, after 2 weeks, these still look so good.
Yeah.
You have really nice nail beds.
Thank you.
These are all things that I never cared about until my 30s. Like cuticle oil, nail beds.
I got a castor oil pack.
What the hell is that?
It means you're old.
A castor?
You're looking for remedies.
Oh, is it for pooping?
No.
Is it like milk of magnesia?
It's like oil, and you put it on this pack, and you put it on your liver, and it's supposed to be really good to help you sleep and bloating. And I have gone through one of those. I'm so busy and broke that I want to buy everything.
Does it actually work?
I haven't used it yet. I just got it.
Oh, isn't this is so funny.
I'll let you know. We'll check back in with my castor oil pack.
But for now, let's get to the next episode of
the
Weirdly Obsessed podcast. One day we'll be more natural at that.
I thought that was good.
That was pretty good.
Was good.
Besides oiling your liver, how else have you been?
I went to Denver.
How was that?
Oh my God, I loved it so much.
Where did you perform?
I have to tell you about this place. It's so cool. It's called Dude IDK. And
is it a show?
It's a venue. It's like a smaller venue.
Interesting.
But it's so well ran by this guy named Nick. What's up? They do podcasts there and stuff. But like, I did a Don't Tell. So I did their show. Then the next night I did Don't Tell that happened to be at their venue. So same venue twice. And then the third night we did the Bug Theater, which is like a pretty big black box. And like really like cool, like vintage looking theater. And all of them were so much fun. Oh my God. And best part, besides the comedy, we found this dumpling place. Fuck. They have these like saggy nutsack, like a soup dumpling.
Oh, I love soup dumplings.
This was the first time I've had them.
You never had a soup dumpling?
And we went back the next night.
Oh my, Mandy, you live in LA.
I didn't know.
There's soup dumplings everywhere.
I had no clue.
There's a soup dumpling in this apartment right now.
Where?
Me, I'm the soup dumpling. Wait, so did you not? So, okay, so I really want to perform in Denver, but like I cannot for the life of me get any comedy club to message me back.
I can send you these places.
I want to do I want the soup dumpling theater.
No. The dumpling was a different place.
I know.
It was called Grandma's Dumplings or something like that.
Any place called Grandma something is going to be the best Asian food ever.
But it was like it looked kind of like a chain. It was really cool. The vibe was 100. The food was 100.
Hey, there's some good chain Asian food. Dan Express.
Your joke.
Best Chinese food ever. I love it. It reminds me of that Ali Wong joke when she was talking about how I think they're separated, her husband, how he took her to a pho place for a date, and she was like, if there's no numbers in the title and there's not a grandma in the bathroom, then I don't want to eat there. It's not a real, like, if it's grandma something, you know that shit's gonna be bomb. There is some good, like, I did Din Tai Fung.
What is that?
Have you not done Din Tai Fung?
No, but it sounds really fun to say.
That's a big that's a big chain of dumplings.
Okay.
They probably have them at the malls here. They have them all over Seattle. So they definitely have them here.
All right.
So we'll have to go to Din Tai Fung if you want to do a good chain. And
Yeah,
they got
do.
soup dumplings. Were they like, when you bit into them, were they like juicy?
Oh, yeah. It was insane. I've been trying to eat mostly vegan, and we ordered vegan the first day, and then the last thing we're like, let's just try one of the like.
And you're like, this is what food tastes like.
I mean, most vegan food is bomb as fuck, but the pork soup dumplings, I was like, give me whatever. That could be like the weirdest animal in the world, and I would eat it.
There is I have a story about when I was in Taiwan, and it's my favorite country I've ever been. I love Japan because of nerd shit, but Taiwan is like food central because everything's night market, and all of the families have been making the same recipe for decades. So it's as perfect as you can possibly imagine it. And I stood in line for these famous dumplings where they're steamed, but then they put them against one of those giant barrels so they get crispy on the outside.
Ooh.
And they're like, you have to wait in line forever. And I was like, how long? 30 minutes. I'm like, that is not
That is LA normal.
Have you been to Disneyland?
Yeah.
I would kill to be in line for 30 minutes. And I shed a tear eating them. I was like, I don't deserve this.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I have a video of her making it, and she's so fast it looks like I'm speeding up the video.
That's
because they've been
cool.
doing it for decades and decades, and it's just like, it's all Michelin star, like beef noodle soups and dumplings, and it's just like, oh my God, Asia.
Damn.
Asia, I miss you so much. I want to marry a soup dumpling. I just went home and did a comedy festival.
How was that?
I love Seattle. I love Seattle. It's weird because when I was in Seattle as a comedian, I didn't appreciate as much as when I go back, because you get so much time.
Yeah.
And you get money.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You don't get money.
Two very important things.
Which is why we leave a lot
Yep.
for comedy. But while I was there, I kind of mentioned this earlier, I hung out with my two closest friends, Jill and Sam. They probably don't listen to this podcast. My two best friends. They don't give a shit. But they're both like really into skincare and like nails and stuff. And I was telling him I was having all these skin problems. I've been so stressed out. And so like my friend just did like a whole chemical peel on my face. And it's just like, it's amazing how much your skin is tied to your mental health. Mm-hmm. But also when I started shedding, I was just like, I'm like a lizard. I'm like a snake, just getting rid of my top layer. And now I'm a beautiful slimy queen. And so now I've just been like feeling myself all day. I'm still peeling on my neck and my eyes, but I didn't wear makeup for the last few days. And I wore makeup today. And it was like, I don't know if you've done this. When you've gone to peel and you're like peeling, you don't notice you're peeling until you put on makeup, and then suddenly you're like, oh, never mind. I still have
it's like bare. It's like,
yeah. They'll be fine tomorrow. But now I'm like this brand new person. I was like, I'm in such a good mood. My mom's like, do you have any money? I was like, no.
My skin looks great.
I have no money. I can't take care of myself, but my skin looks immaculate. It's awesome.
I think it's just as important, skin or money. Mm-hmm. We have to have nice skin.
And the Latisse is working on my eyelashes. My eyelashes are so big.
Wow.
To the point where like I do that. I've probably said this before, but when I go on dates, I don't usually wear my glasses because I feel like I look better without them. And I don't like contacts though, and I want to make sure my date looks hotter. So I don't wear glasses in case they're actually hotter.
Oh, like you're blind on your date?
A little.
No way. It's like beer goggles, but you just gave them.
Yeah,
you can be
you know,
sober.
it's fine. It's more. It has nothing to do with looks. It's because I'm way less nervous if it's not like I'm focused on their face.
Oh my god!
But I didn't wear my glasses, and my Latisse is kicking in, so my eyelashes are long, and I kept getting shit in my eyelashes. Like I kept like picking my eyelashes, getting dust in them. I was like, oh my god, my eyelashes are so long now. This is how bitches with fake eyelashes feel like.
Oh my god! Imagine the ones that go like crazy.
I don't get
big.
how people can do it.
I don't know.
My favorite content on Instagram is like I get beauty ones. You ever get the ones of like girls who do eyelash extensions and their eyes are just fucking like Steve Buscemi red? It's
oh wait, they're red?
Yeah, because they have to like basically keep your eyes open. Like
Oh,
I can't have anything in I'm a
ew.
very anti put things in my eye person, but every time I see those reels I'm like, you do know this looks painful.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It's like when people post like fresh tattoos without like letting them like heal a little. Like they just put them like red and bloody. I'm like, what are you doing?
Wow.
You make it seem like nobody wants this. Okay.
It's like when people show their bloody ass baby. Clean that
yeah.
shit off.
People are very weird with babies. We've already covered the baby topic, but today we have a very interesting topic though,
Yes.
which I almost want to transition earlier because today's topic is words.
Words.
Obsessions with words
Words.
and how words affect things. But one of my favorite words of all time is dumpling. So
Oh my god.
I love. It's just. I will just talk about this now. I have a list of like favorite words. And when I was like young, it was always like words that were way too big for me to say, and it would just become like my vocabulary. But now my favorite words are like smooch, dumpling, tummy, dum dum pop, belly. Like the word, like when the reason why I love Asian food so much is because of words like dumpling and pork belly. I'm like, the word belly is so juicy to me. I just love cute, juicy words, you know?
I like the word no thanks.
That's not even a word. It just sounds like you say no a lot. No thanks.
No thanks.
But like, I love giving. I like the word smooch. I like
Smooch is
giving
fun.
someone a little because it sounds like. Is that onomatopoeia? Is that the term when it's like the sound is the word?
I don't remember. I just remember onomatopoeia was fun to say.
Yeah, but well now I don't even know what that is. But it's basically when the word is so smooch. It sounds like you're. Say,
Oh, I think you are right. That
like
it sounds like what it
You
is.
give a little smooch.
And see, I don't have like many favorite words, or it's like one of those questions when someone's like, "So tell us something like special about you." You're like, "I don't have anything." Are you like blank? So,
That's what you say, but everyone loves you.
Oh, thanks.
Everyone says Mandy is such a delight. She's such a
Oh.
ray of sunshine. You should let her talk more. I'm like, okay, we could have cut out the last part. Jesus.
Well, this one, I don't know if I have much to say this episode. First, I'm getting over a cold, so ignore my voice. But yeah, words, like, I think this is my thing. I've always been so insecure about my intelligence, like
Oh, me
saying
too, yeah.
things that are dumb and like going in my turtle shell, being embarrassed.
Me, as I say, my favorite word is smooch and dumpling. You're like, I'm scared to tell you my favorite words.
No, that's so funny. I guess like when I associate words, I think of big words.
Yeah, because like everyone got so pretentious on the internet.
Yeah.
It literally before we get into definitions and stuff, it started, I feel like during the emo days because every band like Panic at the Disco was like trying to sound so poetic in their lyrics, but they're like 22-year-old kids have never had sex. When you go back and listen to music from like the early 2000s and the lyrics they had, it's like, buddy, you've never made a woman come. Like, why are you singing about that?
That's funny.
It's mean, I know, but they always like made their songs so it's like they use the thesaurus to try to find certain words. And I'm the same way where it's like if I'm having like an intense argument or conversation with someone, it's like I don't have a large vocabulary. I learned from emo music and I learned from high school because I didn't do that well in college. Like I'm not I guess the term is logophile.
Yeah.
Someone who's obsessed with words. And like same thing with there's another one too, like a linguistics.
Yeah, they were
linguistics.
You got the glasses. You can do it.
Linguistics. And I always am scared I'm saying words wrong. I say words wrong all the time. And so
Same.
because of that, like I used to try to sound so smart and then realize I came off stupid. So now I'm just like, fuck it. My favorite word, smooch. Oh, you want to smooch a little argument with me?
You know a bigger
You
word?
stupid fucking dumpling.
Using dumpling like
I'll
that
give
is
you a
like,
tummy ache. I don't know.
You can just use cute words to sound mean, which is really confusing for the person. She called me a dumpling. It sounded nice. I think she meant it in a mean way. She blocked me
immediately right after.
No, this is a big word that I like that I learned doing a video. For like, I did this word because I didn't know how to say this word,
and
which then taught me the word.
And now you're obsessed with it.
Rigmarole.
What does that mean?
It's like it's the whole rigmarole. Like it's like putting this podcast shit together is a whole rigmarole.
I think of rigor mortis.
Wait, shit.
Now you're like,
shit.
Okay, but I have one too.
Okay.
Because, like, I played this game. This is so fucking nerdy. I don't give a shit. I played this game called Bloodborne. For the 90% of our audience that's listening, probably watched me played it. And in these games, there's like a big attack, and it's like where you like sneak behind the enemy and you like stab them without them seeing and kills them, right? Yeah. But they called it a visceral attack, and I was like, ooh,
visceral attack. That sounds like a Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah, visceral attack. Yeah, the name of my new band actually.
Visceral attack.
Because visceral is the viscera, the gut, basically.
Ooh.
So when you have like, and I got really obsessed with the word. I was like, what does it mean? Like when you have like a visceral reaction to something, it's like almost having like a gut reaction to something. And so I use that term all the time. I was like, ooh, I had a visceral reaction to the word dumpling. Like when you said dumpling, I was like, oh God.
Ooh.
But like that's one of those words that I was like, I don't know how to use it in normal language. Like I know how to say like a visceral blah blah. But I also got other people start saying it because I don't know about you. Have you ever hung out with someone and noticed that they had start to talk like you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just editing one of my podcasts and I said something with an my inflectuation sounded like my guest.
Really?
And I was like, Mandy.
Was it me?
No.
You're gonna walk out and be like, you're such a dumpling. Just start saying that over and over again.
I do like dumpling. Hey, I feel like when we make weirdly obsessed merch, we need a dumpling hat.
We need a dumpling hat. Yeah. Whoppers, all of it.
Yeah, Whoppers and dumplings. It's just all food.
I think it's because once you get past, because again, it's like your whole high school and 20s, it's like you just want to sound smart. Mm-hmm. I remember getting in so many pointless arguments online with people on Facebook, like about things that I had no, like just things going on in the world that I have no expertise in. I'm like, I went to school just to go to school. Like I didn't actually pay attention. Like
me neither.
Please do not ask me to have opinion on things, but people want you to have opinions on things. And so I just got to the point now, like in my 30s, where it's like, if I am not educated in something, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Or I'm just going to try to distract myself. And that comes with like vocabulary. Like I had a friend, we're not friends anymore, thank God. But like her whole thing was like, she's obsessed with language. Like she was a logophile, which is fine. But like anytime we would get, which is kind of a transition to our next topic, anytime we get in some sort of argument or any sort of like debate with each other, she would start using therapy words.
Oh.
This is what we want to talk about. She would start weaponizing.
Yeah.
That's a good word. Weaponizing like the buzzwords you hear all over the internet, you know, like triggered, gaslight, manipulating, boundaries, and I would start to notice that. So it's like, I may not be linguistically a smart person, but I know what I know your bullshit.
It's street smart with words.
Yeah. And so I remember one time we were.
Wait, did you say I could eat your bullshit?
I could eat your bullshit. I could eat your dumplings. Okay. Your $22 hot dogs. How many more? I just need to eat. That's really it. But I remember like one time we were getting it in, not even like an argument. Like we kind of bonded over like trauma stuff. Cause you know, trauma bonding. Yay. That's life now. And I remember like one time I told her like I was having a really bad day and I wanted to talk to her and she ignored me for a few days. And then I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't mean to, like, I know you're busy, blah, blah. And she literally told me that her boundary was that she didn't want me trauma dumping on her. I was like, I said I had a bad day and want to make sure that we're fine. God. But like having, like boundaries are different. It's like my boundaries is like, if I don't know you, don't hug me. You know what I mean? Like, and like, yeah, if we're really good friends and you start dumping all your shit on me and I can't respond to you, like, just know I'll get back to you when I can. But saying things like, I have a boundary of you telling me you have a bad day. I'm like, no, you're just being a bitch.
Yeah. Like, so funny. Yeah.
Or like when you would get in an argument with each other and be like, oh, you're gaslighting me. You're manipulating me. I'm like, you're just saying words just to say them. Like you might know more words than me, but I do know what you're doing right now. I watch TikTok. I know what's going on.
It's such a problem right now. Like,
Yeah.
people just use these things as excuses.
Yeah, I'm going to just start misusing words. I always thought it'd be really funny is if you had a word in your head that you're obsessed with, but you always said it wrong and no one told you that
Or like
was
the
wrong.
wrong lyrics of songs that you just confidently sing for decades.
Yeah, like now that I do a lot of karaoke, I was like, I have been saying this wrong the entire time. It's not revved up like a douche this whole time. What?
Wait, what is it?
Revved up like a deuce.
I thought it was douche.
Dude,
I thought it was douche too.
It's revved up like a deuce.
Oh.
And you're a roller in the night. I don't know.
Right? Yeah. Blinded
Now we're just gonna sing
by
Blinded by
light.
Light.
We just get flagged on YouTube.
But anyways, that was just my quick little like rant because
No, that's a good rant, and it's so frustrating. Like, I feel like at my old job, my boss's wife, I feel bad saying this, they're not listening either. We just like hope that no one's listening.
if you are fucking dumplings. Anyways.
But I feel like they were like very like there's a point where mental health becomes unhealthy. It's such a confusing thing.
they use it as an excuse for like a shitty behavior.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you being like, by you seeming like you're a better version of this society by being open to mental health, you're being a worse version.
It's like having self-awareness doesn't make you a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one thing that I learned through therapy is like I am totally okay being vulnerable online. I'm very open about things that I've gone through and stuff, but like that doesn't make me okay to treat other people like shit and then be like, oh, sorry, I'm just going through something. Like, sorry, I murdered your dad. Like, I had a really bad day. Well, that's also a good transition to this because like the OCD part, a lot of people don't really consider. And I'm not defending people who do this because I'm someone who's very online and very careful about what I say. But like having intrusive thoughts with OCD does affect the way you are with words. Like I remember when this is dark, sorry, trigger warning. When my fiance, went missing and they ruled it out as suicide, I got obsessed with the word suicide, and it surrounded me everywhere I go. Like it was like I was finding ways to find it, and it happened during the same time where Kate Spade took her life, and so did Anthony Bourdain. So I was just constantly surrounded by it, and it got to the point where it's like I didn't want to go online, I didn't want to watch anything, and then my cat passed away, and I was like, did she kill herself? Like which is so dark. But
you're looking for a note,
right? Just like, did she leave me? She had kidney failure, sadly, but I was like, did she do it? Was she drinking behind her back? But like, which is so stupid.
Oh my God, it is so funny.
But
too much catnip.
But like it happens to like people who have situational depression, but with OCD it's like so much worse because I know people who are like, I got really obsessed with the word murder, I got really obsessed with the word rape, or they get really obsessed with slurs. And like one of your biggest things is like, I don't want to accidentally slip out these words when something's happening. Intrusive thoughts is another fucking term that people overuse because like I always see these TikToks of like my intrusive thoughts today. I woke up and was like, what if I dyed my hair blue? I was like, my intrusive thoughts is if I'm on camera and say I want to fucking kill everybody right here, right now. Anyways, sponsored by Elysian. Thank you so much for listening. Like that, you don't understand what intrusive thoughts do to you.
Dye my hair blue. Shut up, bitch.
I saw like somebody posted it. She had an intrusive thought that got to her and she shaved an undercut. I was like, bitch, I've had an undercut for 10 years. Was this just an ongoing intrusive thought? I think my whole body is an actual resort of intrusive thoughts. What if I got this anime character tied on my hand, right? Just silly, right? Well, now he's there. But back to the serious part. But yeah, like those things follow you your entire life. When I was a little kid, I heard the word fuck for the first time when I was like 3.
Yeah, kids love hearing that one.
I think we were watching like The Godfather. It's like, why am I watching this movie? Like something like I should have not been watching. And I remember I wrote it down a bunch on a piece of paper.
Really? Like to not forget it, or like
just because I was obsessed with it. Because I was a mentally ill child. But imagine my parents like seeing a notebook and their like 4-year-old daughter's wrote just says fuck.
Oh my God, with the cute little handwriting.
Just like over and over again. And like it became like a problem for me. And now it's so much better because now that I do like on camera work, and I talked about this like a couple episodes ago, that if I'm uncomfortable in a situation, usually I won't even think about that stuff because I'm too focused on trying to stay comfortable. It's like brand sponsorship stuff. I don't say like as much. I don't swear as much because I'm just like, I just got to like focus on this one thing. But even when I'm streaming, like I still have these intrusive thoughts. Like I just want to yell at the word rape. Like just and there was a lot of stories of people like that. And there was a couple terms for it and I didn't know what they were, but basically it's like a part of your, there's so many different types of OCD, but this is part of the just right OCD where it's like you're so focused on being perfect in the moment that the things that aren't perfect, which is your brain, is like, no, you want to say this thing, don't you? And I was like, oh, I never even thought of it that way. We love research.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that either. That was another like OCD thing I wrote down called magical OCD,
which I wish I had. I wish I had magic OCD. I could just clean something with a snap of my fingers.
It's not the magic eraser.
I know, just magic OCD where you can just clean things with a little wand. Here you go.
This one is finally, word repetition can also arise out of another OCD theme called magical OCD. I wish we had an effect that we can go and like be in capes.
It's so funny. I feel like we've done so many OCD terms. We haven't even done an episode on OCD.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Wait, so what is magical thinking OCD?
It is, this can occur when a word or phrase is used due to superstition, that it holds a certain power to influence things that can happen. In many instances, a word or phrase can be used to prevent bad things from happening. Is that like when I want to find good parking and I go, good, I'm going to find a spot. I'm going to find a spot. What does that mean?
I don't even know. There's so many. I've been on this whole, I was on this whole self-care tick for a little bit because I wasn't going to therapy. And it was like the whole thing, like you got to manifest things. But manifest things doesn't really happen with OCD. Like you can't manifest good things when you're constantly like, I want to say this fucking word so bad. I want to park, but I want to yell murder when I park. Like it's like that.
I have an abundance of wealth. Kill myself. I have abundance of wealth.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too. Is so my partner, he, you know, the one that passed away, like he had OCD too, and he never went to therapy or had any sort of like structure or like schedule to kind of help him or ritual to help him go with it. Which is why the unfortunate happened. And so I told myself I would never get like that. So anytime I have like the intrusive things, like I have to kind of like train myself to be like, nope, that's just the dumpling in your head talking. I did have a list though of commonly mispronounced words.
Ooh, this is fun.
That I want to go through. And I'm going to spell out the word and I want you to see if you can say it right.
Okay.
Here's a game, I guess. We have a game now. Okay. The first one is ACAI.
ACAI.
It's the fruit.
Acai.
You get it right.
Yay!
There you go. Oh my! Some of these are dumb. Like applicable.
Applicable?
Isn't it applicable? Applicable. Yeah, something that's applicable. Okay. Here's another one. CACHE.
What?
CACHE.
It's really hard, like trying to picture the words.
When someone asks you to spell a word out loud, it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, when you look at it, you can read it. Can I look at it?
Yes.
Cachet?
It's actually cash.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh my God. My mom did this to me the other day. She asked me how to spell reminiscing.
Oh,
I was like, bitch, use your phone. What? That's an A.
There's
why?
E's and I's I think would be messed up there.
A, why are you asking me to spell it? What are you reminiscing about? And B, you have a phone. The funniest thing about it is that she was typing it on her phone.
So it could have just autocorrected.
So what I do is I just say reminiscing.
Oh,
just say it and it'll come out.
I don't use Siri enough.
I only use speech to text.
I need to.
Wasn't it with you that I told you that the speech to text I was sending you my cat walking
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, hi, is that a little baby boy? I'm like, do not send that to her. This one's my favorite one because there was like a joke. The guy who invented this died, and then people asked him how to pronounce it, and he just wrote the word out as it is, which is like GIF.
GIF.
It's actually GIF.
It is GIF?
Yeah. When they
This
died,
whole
they asked him
His last words.
how do you pronounce Jif, and he just spells it out, and then that was it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if that actually happened, but people were making jokes about it. No one knew. I said GIF. It's
I
GIF.
thought it's GIF.
Well, it's GIF.
I would make fun of people that said GIF.
Yeah.
Or like in my head. I would love.
It is inventor Steve Wilhitte is adamant about pronouncing Jif like the peanut butter.
Oh.
So he's very like, you say it right. This is another one I always get fucked up because we're not Greek. Gyro.
Oh, gyro?
Gyro is gyro.
Gyro.
Or zero. Zero.
I always say
Wow, that's
gyro.
crazy. It's gyro.
I would feel like an idiot ordering a gyro.
I call it a gyro.
Can I have the beef gyro?
It says gyro.
gyro.
It's like yeehaw.
Huh.
This one I used to say wrong all the time. It's I have to spell it to you. That's a problem. Or I can just show it to you.
Hyperbole.
See, you said it right. I used to say hyperbole. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
That one's, it's a fun word. There are some words that I can't even say. Like I told you this. I did not even have this problem until now, but I can't say shoulder and soldier without thinking about it now.
Shoulder soldier.
Yeah. Now you can. I can't. I'll be like, got my shoulder shirt. They're like, you want my shoulder shirt?
I'm saying when I'm full, I say I'm full instead of fall.
Oh, I used to say both with an L in it instead of both for a year. Or milk. Milk. Like a fucking E in it. I don't know how I learned how to talk so stupid, but that's why I just don't pronounce word. On my first podcast that I had, well, not my first one, my second one. I've had a lot of podcasts. This is my favorite one though. Just everyone know. You know why? Because I'm producing it with a woman. Being on a podcast with a dude was just so funny because they'd be like, yeah, you talk. I'd be like, bitch, you talk too. You're part of it. No, my last one. It's like I had an anime podcast. I loved my co-host, but he never watched the anime, which was the point of the podcast.
That's the problem.
We're gonna review this anime, and then he would like, oh, I didn't watch it. I'd be like,
What the
okay, well,
fuck?
I'm gonna review it then.
Ew.
But anyway, so I had this anime podcast for a little bit, and I would always say the names wrong. And people would get mad at me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not Japanese. I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to say half these names. And even now, like the guy who invented Studio Ghibli, which by the way, it's Ghibli, not Ghibli. I didn't know that either until about 2 years ago when someone yelled at me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going by what I know.
Yeah.
I read words, how they're supposed to be pronounced. And I go, GH, Gib. I don't know. I just, again, GIF, right? But his name is Miyazaki, but his first name is Hayao, and I'm like, I do not have. I don't know. Hayao. That's
hard.
Yeah. See, I don't, and so people like will be so mean. This is another reason why, like, I think you and I are alike. It's like It's not that I think we question our intelligence. It's that I feel like I didn't get the memo.
That is the nicest way to put that.
Yeah, I feel like other people got the memo.
Yeah, no one told me.
And I didn't. It's like everyone saw the movie and I didn't see the movie.
That's
you know what I mean?
So funny.
Like that is just and it sucks too because now having a podcast and like doing research and stuff, and same thing with like streaming and same thing with stand-up comedy, it's like I'll see so many comedians that just they talk so beautifully and naturally, and me, I'm like, I'm struggling to pronounce GIF. Which is great.
I think they're all, a lot of them are actually struggling and just hiding it.
There's also a GIF. There's a TikTok I saw today that made me think of this. There's a one with Justin Timberlake. Did you see that one?
No.
Where somebody said, is there a word that you've mispronounced your whole life and it still haunts you or you mispronounced once and still haunts you to this day? And he goes, yeah, it's me. Because it's gonna be May.
Oh my god!
And I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Anyways, what is sequistus fumbadem?
Oh yeah, so that is, I don't know how. Let's see how you can say that. How you're supposed to read that word. Oh shucks.
Oh shucks. How do you say sesquispedalian?
Yeah, I think that's right. Sesquipedalian.
Oh my God, this would be the worst episode we've ever had, which is us mispronouncing words this whole time.
Hey, someone requested words. We are giving you words.
We're getting you words.
Can also be used to describe someone or something that overuses big words. Like a professor or a chemistry textbook is a sesquipedalian.
I feel like this is the thing where it's like the word for the longest.
Yeah,
The fear of long words.
Yeah,
it's like, are you just fucked up?
That's
like, why
so
are you
funny.
just trying to mess with people?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So then there's the logophile, but then there's lexiphile, which is a lover of words, an alternative term for the one I've always used, logophile. Oh, so it's just a different word. By either
Wait, like they're sexually attracted to them?
Sounds like these words fuck. I don't know.
Sounds like these words fuck.
I don't know about you. It's an apt description of me. So lexiphile and logophile both mean they're obsessed with words.
Well, there's also ones where it's like there's words for certain things where I'm like, I will just use the basic version. Like there was one that's like, I was looking up words that have other meanings because the English language is huge, but we only have like limited amount of words. Like there's so many words in other languages that explain your attitudes and who you are. And so I was looking up some of these words. And it's like if you're a nail biter, you're a maniac.
Oh,
and I'm
God.
like, if anyone ever said it to me, I'd kill him. Or if you're a nose picker, you're a rhinotolexomaniac.
Yeah, don't call me that.
Yeah. Well, now I'm going to. No. Anytime, instead of calling you a dumpling, I'm going to start coming in other words too. But there's a whole thing of like people on Reddit, like people's obsession with certain words. It's always bad ones. Like nobody has an obsession with like a nice word.
Oh,
I'm going to start making everyone obsessed with the word tummy.
tummy.
But
Usually I say tummy when my tummy hurts.
There's a hat that I really want that says tummy ache survivor. And I really want it so
I want
bad.
that too. That's a good one. This I could totally relate to. Not as much as this person, but obsessed with looking upwards.
Wait.
So this person said, "Hi everyone. I just realized that I can't normally watch TV because whenever I hear an unknown word, I always hit the pause button and look up the word. It's very distracting and causes more harm than good, but there's nothing I can do about it. This borderline obsession to know the meaning of every single word or expression is driving me crazy. I take a huge toll on my mental health. Can anyone relate to that?"
That kind of does that same for me though. But it's more like if I find something, I'm trying to write a bit about it because it's like I have the type of OCD where if like you could say, it might even happen today where you say something and I'll think about it all day to the point where I might even like cancel plans just to focus on that one thing. That was what happened when I heard the word visceral. It took over my life. I don't even know. I mean, I love doing the move in the game. Like I got really good at it. But then I was like, what is it about this word that's so juicy?
It's the V.
Yeah. It's the visceral.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing where it's like now I get obsessed with like if I see somebody tweet something or if I see somebody write something out and I'll just skim through an article and then there's like one word in there I don't know. I will have to obsessively like look it up and know everything about it.
Yeah, so that's what that.
I don't like pedantic. I don't know what that means. Let's look it up right now. No, I'm just kidding.
But I totally like do that. Like when you talk with people, when you can't think of something, you always have to look it up.
Like this person said that she's obsessed with the word abscess.
Abscess.
I was like, oh, well, A, that's gross. And B, do you have an abscess on your tummy that you're just like having a medical thing is a big thing. Like having like I had stomach ulcers once from medication. I was like, ooh, ulcers. What a juicy word. And they're like, you're going to die. And I was like,
that's a word.
Appendix. You said my appendix is going to burst? Oh my God. That sounds really fun. Like you're going to die if you don't get this taken care of. But a lot of these are medical terms. A lot of people get obsessed with medical terms.
Weird.
Because they probably go to the doctor and learn something that's wrong with their body. And then they're like, well, now I have to know everything about this. And because they're like obsessively looking up the word, they're like, this is a fun word. Abscess. Viscera. There's another one. There's another person. She was like, I mean, the funniest thing too is most of this obsessions with words. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a mental illness because all of the Reddit threads are in like hashtag OCD, hashtag autism, hashtag all this. It's like
all the ones I found are under autism.
Yeah, so it's like this one is they're obsessed with words with a K or a C sound. And of course they say all these words that I don't know. But one was convoy, accoutrement, and then for some reason the word yak's milk.
What?
When I'm alone and I say whatever word I'm currently obsessing over out loud all the time, doing the dishes, I randomly saying yak's milk because of how it sounds.
Oh my God. I love yak's milk.
How do you even get to what is like milk?
I don't know what it is, but I love it.
And I'm gonna start saying it all the time.
Yak's
You're like
milk.
yak's milk.
That's the old lax milk.
That's the old yak's milk.
Weird.
There's other people too that are afraid of certain words.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm assuming again, like we were talking about earlier, they're all like negative terms, like murder and stuff. But it's like, what would if you were just like scared of like the silliest word? What if the word dumpling was triggering for you?
That would be weird. This person said, like in reply to this, she said, try keeping a notebook with you while watching and writing down the unknown words and phrases. That's like what I did when I was a kid and I'd be reading like a book, you know, and you wouldn't know the word. You're like, oh, I'll look it up later.
Yeah, I had a book of like the word fuck, but also I had a book. When I was learning Japanese, it was mainly because I wanted to like talk about anime out loud because I was like, I want to like start reviewing stuff. And so I'd write down the word and I write how to pronounce it. Like I would, and then there is this, okay, fuck it. This is nerdy and we have time. So Naruto was like my big anime growing up, and it's Naruto and Sasuke, which are like the two main characters, right? And everyone knows how to pronounce those, right? And I'd write it down because with Japanese language, sometimes they'll, you know, usually like the last letter of something will be silent, you know, like Sasuke, like you're not saying Sasuke, you're saying Sasuke. So
I think it's sachet, Robin
Williams, sachet. Like there's always like the U is usually, or I shouldn't say the end of it, but like the U is silent or like the E is silent or something, right? But then right when Naruto came out, they came out with the German Naruto opening where they had like a guy rap in English and he calls him Sasuke because he's German and that's how they pronounced it. And it was the funniest thing ever. And now I just write everything in my phone like Sasuke. And anytime I see a word that has that, like Yasuke, say Yasuke because I can't stop thinking about the German Naruto opening. That was an incredibly niche and nerdy thing that I just brought up, but it just was stuck in my head.
We might not get canceled for saying something offensive, but we'll just be canceled for looking dumb as fuck.
I dated a guy for 3 years that I didn't realize pronounced anime. And I was like, what? He goes, anime. And I was like, what? And he could not pronounce anime.
Oh my God.
And in Japan, I think they do say anime, but I'm like, this guy is saying it because he doesn't know how to say it. And we didn't watch anime for like most of our relationships. When we started watching it at the end, he goes, oh, is this anime? Did
you dump him after that?
I mean, we broke up eventually. Obviously, he's not here. But anime, and then he says anime. I was like, anime. He goes,
he was serious?
He was dead serious. My sister and my brother-in-law were sitting right there like, who is this fool that you're dating?
That's embarrassing.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but at the same time it was like, anime? That sounds like a disease.
Yeah.
Like,
or like anemic.
Mm-hmm. So if you really love anime, are you anemic? Is that it?
A little bit.
You did hear my stupid joke the other day, right? Where if you don't have any friends, are you homophobic?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're done. We don't need to hear that anymore. It's fine.
No.
Yeah, there's so many of these things are so sad though. Like I was like, what words sound funny? Everyone's like, I'm obsessed with the word rape. I was like, that's not funny.
No.
Yeah. Somebody was like, the English language is really funny because they have words that I've never heard. Like the word slobbering, puking is another one. They're
Ew.
like, because we have so many terms for one thing, which is why, were you about to yawn? Mm-mm. Which is why like the English language is so confusing because most other languages, they just have one term for something. And this person was like vomiting. I learned the word puking, the word throwing up. I heard all these words for just one word. And I was like, I can't imagine how tough that is in another language. Also, we just say words. that mean nothing. We make up words every day. Like Riz was the newest one.
Is it? Riz?
Yeah. Do you know what Riz is?
No.
That is a Gen Z term. It means charisma.
Oh, she's got Riz.
Yeah. So when you got Riz, you got charisma.
Because they're too lazy to say the whole word charisma.
Yeah. So
they've shortened it to Riz.
You know what? I will say, we do make fun of Gen Z for coming up with weird terms, but it's like we were putting like fucking RAR XD in our fucking text messages back in the early 2000s.
That's really
so
funny.
we can't make fun of them for that. Another one is like when I started streaming, I started learning words that I didn't know before because I had all these younger kids in mind. And one I learned was Pog or Pog Champ.
I know what pogs are.
Yeah, that's the thing. I sound like the fucking boomer being like, I know what a pog is. Like, no, Pog Champ. I was like, what's Pog Champ? It's like an old meme in the gaming community where Pog means player of game. So if you do really well in the game, you're a Pog Champ. I was like, that is so confusing. But then people would say things like poggers or pog. And I was like, you know how much of an idiot I sound like when I say poggers to my friends? Next time I fuck a dude and he comes, I'm going to say poggers just to see what he says after. But then I would just learn all these new terms. And I was like, oh my God, I have become my parents. Like when I was young and I would saying things to my parents, they'd be like, what the fuck does that mean? And my parents would say things like groovy. I'm like, ew.
Yes.
Groovy.
That's rad.
That's rad. That's fucking neato, you know?
It is weird, like being at the age where you don't know some phrases. Like I never want to be out of the loop like that. Or do I? Or do I not care? Let myself just be done.
Oh, here is the article I wanted to find. Sorry. It was the funny words that we have in English language that we don't really use as much. This one is cattywampus.
Cattywampus?
Which is an imaginary fierce wild animal.
Ooh.
Which I really like. Bumfuzzle.
Bumfuzzle? What does that mean?
I mean, you're dumbfounded.
Bumfuzzle.
If you want to claim something as bumfuzzle, wait, this is dumb. Bumfuzzle has been used since the middle of the 19th century, although it appears to be slouching towards I am never reading a word in my life again. This is so stupid. We're not certain where it comes from, but it is possible to descend from the word dumbfounded.
Okay.
So
I like
really,
that.
they just made up a word. It means confused, perplexed, or flustered.
Bumfuzzled.
You're bumfuzzled. I'm
Okay.
saying that from now on. That sounds like some Harry Potter shit.
It does.
Gardy-loo.
Is that the bathroom?
It's
For the guard?
It says a warning cry when it was customary to throw slops from the window to the streets.
Okay. What are these words? Who used these words?
These are old English words. Taradiddle.
Taradiddle.
I love that. It means pretentious nonsense.
Ooh.
So it's like
enough with the taradiddle.
Enough of the taradiddle.
We know you have a small.
Pretentious is a word I hate so much because it sounds pretentious.
Pretentious does sound pretentious.
Yeah, I hate that word, and because it just reminds me of everyone. It reminds me of the friend I got in an argument with who's using therapy language towards me. You know, Billingsgate.
Ooh, Mr. Billingsgate.
It's coarsely abusive language. Oh, so it means if it's abusive language, it's Billingsgate. That sounds. There's nothing abusive about that term. Okay. Snickersnee. A large knife is a snickersnee.
Okay. These words are big for such little things.
These words are dumb is what they are. How about this one? Widdershins.
Widdershins.
A left-handed or contrary direction or counterclockwise. Widdershins.
I think there's a reason these are old English.
I know. I'm obsessed with them now, and I can't stop saying collywobbles. I love this one. Collywobbles means pain in the abdomen, a belly ache.
Oh my God. It became full circle.
Full circle. Instead of tummy and belly, I'm using collywobbles.
Oh my God.
What I had, this is collywobbles.
And then people will say, what does that mean?
It means that collywobbles most likely has its origin in chlorea morbus, the Latin term for the disease cholera. The symptoms in which include severe gastrointestinal disturbance. Why can't I say gastrointestinal fine, but I can't say shoulders? It's collywobble. I'm writing that down. I'm bringing that word back. This one is gubbins.
Ooh, they all sound like last names.
They all sound like Harry Potter. Like,
Yeah.
it's just think of Harry Potter. I've never seen Harry Potter, but I'm sure Collywobble's been said in there. Gubbins, fish pairings or refuse.
Okay.
I don't know.
We need
stupid.
definitions for the definitions.
This one is, some of these are very silly. Ill willy, which I like, is having an unfriendly disposition.
Okay.
So instead of being mean, you're like, I'm just feeling a little ill willy
Yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
I
my
like
god.
That one's good.
Cobby wobbles.
Cobby wobbles and ill willy.
I'm writing that down for labor. Conjubilant.
Jubilant.
Shouting together with joy.
Okay. Jubilant.
Oh, I just learned a new. Sorry. Now, of course, this always happens at the end of the podcast. I come up with new things. I heard a term recently because of the name of a song, interrobang. Have you ever heard that term before? It's when you have a question mark and an explanation point. Like, what are we doing today?
Yeah.
You know, in Texas.
Yeah,
that's,
you always do that.
That's called an interrobang.
That's a good one.
I had no idea that had a word. Oh my god.
How do you, if you like try to talk with that like explanation, how would you even say that? Like, what?
I remember for a really long time I was obsessed with the word shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans is fun.
Tomfoolery.
Ooh, yes.
That's another
These are
good
all
one.
like drunk Irish words.
Yeah. The same person who said anime used to say parsnickety all the time.
Parsnickety.
Which I'm like, you're 25. Why are you saying parsnickety? But also, that's a really fun word to say. Collywobble is gonna be in my fucking. That's gonna be in my noggin.
In your Rolodex.
My Rolodex.
Your Rolodex.
I'm saying noggin. I just like words that I know a child would like. That's really it. Tomfoolery's same thing with like hijinks. You know. Another one, juxtaposition.
I know that one.
That's a really good
yeah.
one. What is I don't know how to patooey?
Patooey?
Patooey.
What does that mean?
It's basically an onomatopoeia for spitting out gum.
Patooey. That's weird.
Yeah. Onomatopoeia. I was saying if I knew how to spell it.
Onomatopoeia.
Yes, there it is. That's what it is. A type of word or process of creating a word that phonetically imitates, resembles, or suggests a sound as describes. Nice. Okay. Smooch. I also had, this is what I also do too. If I don't know how to spell it, I just say it in my phone.
What is it?
Onomatopoeia.
Oh, yeah. Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
That's a big one.
That's a good one. That's a good word.
It's a classic.
Anyways, that was our episode on words.
Well.
Do you have any other words you want to put in? Any other words you want to say?
When it comes to words, I don't have many words.
When it comes to words, I don't have many words. Belly, smooch, belly. What was it? Cobby wobble?
Cobby wobble. And then there was one of the I, like ill something that we liked.
Ill willy.
Ill lily.
Okay, I'm using cobby wobble.
A lily.
I'm bringing back the word cobby wobble. Cobby wobble and what was the other one? Ill willy. I'm obsessed with that. Also, my phone let me talk. There we go. Intestinal cramps. Every time I have my period, I'm like, sorry, I just have a case of the collywobbles.
You go to the gynecologist. Has anything weird happened lately?
Anyways, wow, what an episode. That was a lot of words. And now, you know what? Don't judge us, okay?
My brain hurts.
My brain does hurt. And also, on top of it, I'm very glad that I'm doing a podcast with someone who's on the same level of education as me. Which you can take that as a compliment. You can take that as whatever you want. But either way,
I'll take it as a compliment.
Waterloo, great word.
We need more.
I think it is the ooze.
Ooze.
They're really good to me. Cobby wobbles.
Do you like gooey?
Ooh, gooey. No, I like juicy. I like words that really juicy. Smooch. I like a good use of the lips when it comes to words.
How about gooch?
Gooch? Not so much.
Well, that's our time.
I don't want to smooch anyone's gooch.
Smoochy Gucci.
If I really wanted to, actually, you know what? If I really want to just end a date with someone, I'm going to tell them I can't wait to smooch your gooch later.
They end up liking it. You're like,
I'm going to smooch your cooch in your gooch. A little pooch. I do like pooch.
Pooch is fun. I hate when I have a pooch, though.
Yeah, me too. Pooch, it's from the Cobby Wobbles. You got to pooch from the Cobby Wobbles.
Classic Monday.
Anyways, wow, this is long. I'm gonna edit so much of this episode out.
We don't know. We tried to do words.
We did, but now we know. Now we know next time not to do words. Now we know. No, I'm just kidding. This was actually a fun episode. I learned new terms I like.
Yep.
Hollywobble, ill willy.
Yeah, we just have to keep saying them so we
I
can
just
remember
now
them.
you're gonna say dumpling all the time. I call my cats little dumplings. In fact, when my roommate went to go to Seattle, he stayed with my best friend for a day, and she calls her cat a little dum dum pop, and I call my cat a little dum dum and a little dumpling, and he goes, I can tell you guys are
You're
friends.
best friends.
So there you go. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to our words episode.
Yes, we appreciate you.
When this comes out, we will also have our second Patreon episode
Yeah,
up.
baby.
Yep. And so we want to get more people on there. So if you are really liking our podcast, you should let your friends know about it and rate and look at our YouTube and give us some numbers so that we can get money and we can get some cool sponsorships like Waterloo.
Yes.
Or the Cobby Wobbles sparkling water brand, if that's a thing. Anyways, thank you
guys
so much and goodbye.
Bye.